I hate to break the fishing news up, Chuck, but I'd like to speak about the ice hockey.
Congratulations, you're one of the 13 listeners of the Real Life Podcast.
We just traded a migraine in for like an orgasm.
Might want to mark that down,
Yep.
All of my projects are on schedule until they're not.
A member of the Nation Network of Podcasts.
About as funny as we're going to get today.
Episode 240 of the Real Life Podcast. Hello, I'm Tyler Yaremchuk. Happy holidays. I feel like I can start saying that now because we're getting real close to the Christmas season. Next Monday, I think, is when we're planning to do our Real Life Christmas extravaganza episode. But episode 240 brought to you by Oodle Noodle. 14 locations in Edmonton. Number 15 is coming. It's also the only company that I voice a radio advertisement for. So Oodle Noodle, check them out. And if you go in store or do curbside pickup, 10% of your order or 10% of the proceeds go towards a local charity. It's great stuff. You guys have raised, what, over $100,000 already?
Over $100,000 since March.
And 14,000 meals. I was going to say, also, I saw you guys, Jay, dropping off a bunch of meals at the convention center a couple days ago.
Yeah, that was awesome. ATB Financial reached out, seeing if they could partner up with us to do something big. So we dropped off enough food for them to feed the convention center for the entire day tomorrow. So that's super cool.
Thank you, ATB. Jesus.
Yeah, thank you, ATB.
Did you think, Jay, when you worked at ATB back in the day, that when you were 2020, that ATB would be calling you up and like wanting to do deals with you to do shit like that?
I'm probably working harder for them now than I did when I actually worked for them. So yeah, it's great. They're extracting all that time I was taking to help build the nation and Oodle Noodle. They're getting it all back. But
yeah, no kidding. Hey, you were working on the DL while you were there, and then it all.
I was doing that outside of company hours, ATB. But
I'll never forget when we were in Banff when you won the Diamond Award, and we were sitting at Melissa's Steakhouse drinking beer, and you're like, "Man, if I'm going to go get that award, I need to leave right now." And then you ordered another beer, and I was like, "That is impressive." He won an award, Bag Milk, and then didn't go get it at the company award.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, and then they sent me this frame that's like congratulating on me, and you're supposed to put the photo with you and the CEO in it. That from that night.
Yeah.
Since I wasn't there, I didn't have the photo, so I just drew like Stickman me and Stickman Dave Mowat, who was the CEO at the time, handing me something.
Wow,
that's living.
Yeah, no kidding.
But Chalmers is here. But Chalmers, just wait 1 second. Yaremchuk, some business. We need to create a new Oodle Noodle ad.
Yeah, I was going to say that on the podcast here, but when I was sitting in my car listening to the ad, I was like, ooh, we got to voice a new one talking about $100,000 and all that and redoing all that. I was literally going to text you about that today.
We get a new one. You know, God bless Gregor. He supports his advertisers. So he reached out saying, "Okay, dude, time to update the creative." So
do you want me voicing it again, or would you like me to find someone else?
Could you maybe try it in an accent?
Oh, that'd be nice.
Absolutely not. I do get a lot of feedback about it though. Chalmers,
I've seen that there.
Back in his truck. Chalmers, how's it going?
I'm good.
Good. I wanted to welcome everyone into the podcast. As we do after we talk about Oodle Noodle for a few minutes, we do a listener profile, which is brought to you by Oodle Noodle.
This was on the podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, you thought we were just shooting the shit?
Yeah, I did actually, because you two aren't on camera, so I didn't know you were there.
Yeah, don't worry.
That's the level of effort we put here. You literally, it is indistinguishable, this show, from how we actually talk to each other.
Chalmers, I will do some editing, so don't worry. Yeah. The people listening to this will not know what we're referencing at all. It will be taken out of the podcast. Now, we got a listener profile to do, and this is one of the people who likes engaging with us a lot. I know he's often on Bagged Milk's live chats as well. Angus on Instagram reached out. His name is Angus Hout. I think I just call him Angus Hout, right?
Yep, Angus Hout.
Angus Hout. So here's what we know about Angus. He went to school at Herzing College in Winnipeg for broadcasting and journalism. As an aside, I also believe he's been pretty vocal about wanting to take my job here at the Nation. He'll be doing his internship at The Goat in Lloydminster. I got a couple friends that I went to radio school with who work at The Goat. So when you head out there, make sure you say hi to Daniel Soul, who's an absolute beauty, but he is a Leafs fan. He runs his own podcast that apparently both Jay and Wanye have been on called A Slice of Beef, which is a great podcast as well.
I've also been on it. Thank you.
All right.
Oh, no, I didn't. I apologize,
Okay.
Angus. I helped him with a school project, actually.
So did I, actually. I did that as well.
Weren't guests worthy, eh? Sorry, go ahead. Just saying, weren't guests worthy, eh, Bag Milk?
No, that's fine. Nobody needs to talk to me. They want to talk to the alternate Bag Milk. He's got a better podcast anyway.
Oh.
Angus has an advertiser that's like Grandma's Baking at the Strathcona Market, and he makes memes about it hardcore and reps them hard. I respect how hard he grinds for Grandma's Baking.
Respect that
for your
hustle.
sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting fact, he walked across Lake Winnipeg over a 3-day period, which seems insane. The first real life podcast he listened to was the episode with Josh Brown, so almost 3 years ago. His favorite Oilers moments or favorite podcast moments, are whenever we hear stories about Blue Chicago. So do you guys have a story about Blue Chicago?
Oh, sure.
Got
R.I.P.
anything to throw at us right now?
We're going to put a photo of Blue. What's that?
Home with a $5 steak.
Home with a $5 steak.
Really?
Was that your loss leader?
Well, we didn't know what a loss leader was, so we invented a $5 steak.
So we realized we were losing a bunch of money on our highest selling item.
We had a buddy be like, I went to this bar that was so busy in Australia, and it had a $5 steak. We're like, great idea. And we didn't factor in that like the Australian dollar is much stronger than the Canadian dollar. And because it was the $5 steak where he'd gone, we were just like, we'll do that. And everyone was like, how the hell do you make this so cheap? We're like, we don't know.
I was actually reading, I don't know why I was reading about chicken at Costco and how that's a $40 million loss leader for them every year.
Oh, the roasted chicken?
Just all chicken in general is so cheap at Costco, and they're just like, we know we're getting hosed on chicken, but you got to walk through the entire store to get there.
It's like strategically placed at the back in every Costco so that you need to walk by all the shit to get there.
Yep.
It's that.
Theoretically,
the
$5 steak was a similar beast, but I don't know that we made any money on the back end.
Angus's all-time favorite Oilers memory is watching the Oilers blow out the Jets 6-2 at MTS Place in Winnipeg. He's lived in Winnipeg for the last 4 years, so he's yet to try Oodle Noodle, but he will try it for the first time when he goes home for Christmas this year. Angus, we are anxiously awaiting your review of Oodle Noodle. Most exotic place he's listened to the podcast is New Zealand. Currently, when he wrote this, he was at a 4 out of 10, which I did not want to hear.
Oh, nice. That's casual.
All right. Yeah, must have been the morning or the afternoon.
Casual.
I guarantee he knows about Mitzi's though, right, Jay?
Well, if you've been, how do you not go to Winnipeg and walk around downtown and not find out about Mitzi's?
Yeah, the best. And that their van cabs only allow 4 people in it for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
And you can stay in a hotel inside a hospital like we did.
Yes, right in the middle of stab country.
Which is very interesting to be sitting in your hotel lobby and watch a guy pushing an IV bag stroll past. It gets me thinking about the future and my later stages of life, and it's never too early to plan.
Yeah.
Oh, man, what a great weekend that was for the Heritage Classic.
Yeah, that was such a good hotel. Planning things last minute, that's what you get.
Yep.
Hey, we found it. We made it work.
Absolutely, we did.
Later, when I needed to have a monkey blood transfusion, midnight too, I was already at the hospital. That was helpful.
Yeah. Everyone was hopefully safe that weekend.
Coming up today on the podcast, we're also going to be joined by Scott Hastings. That in about 30 minutes, we're going to chat a little bit about NFL betting. We're almost getting to the end of NFL betting season. Like, what, we got maybe a month longer? No, I shouldn't say a month longer. We got like 6 more weeks, I guess, if you factor in playoffs and all that good stuff. But we'll chat with Scott coming up here in about 30 minutes. Hopefully the transition from talking to Scott about NFL betting will go nicely with the NHL season starting up, but who knows now when that's happening, because it sounds like January 13th is no longer going to happen, and it's going to be a little bit further down the line. Just from the people I've been hearing stuff from and listening to radio interviews and reading stuff on the internets today, it sounds like they all kind of know January 13th is now like best case scenario. Realistically, it's probably like, end of January start for the regular season, and it's probably going to be in like modified bubbles to start, which sucks.
What's a modified bubble?
So, like, all the Canadian teams in the Canadian division will go to Edmonton or Toronto. All the teams in, like, the Metro division will go to Newark. I think Columbus was one and Vegas was the other. So, like, all the divisions will go to a hub bubble for, like, 3 weeks and play the first 3 weeks of the season in a bubble.
Say hub bubble again.
Hub bubble.
Hubble.
Hubble.
You're so crazy.
They are.
Hey, what are you doing over there?
I'm just driving. I'm driving around now by my house because I'm going to go home.
You be careful out there, Chalmers. It's snowing pretty heavily out there.
It is. I just drove from Spruce Grove, and it was not fun.
Since this is a podcast and no one knows what just happened, Chalmers showed Jay a house on our FaceTime call, and Jay.
That's Jay's brand new house. That's the one he's moving into in spring.
Oh, really? That looks really cool.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome house. The landscaping out front could be described best as a Japanese meditation garden, which is
very calming.
Probably what seems to be 6 acres worth of plants, and going to be a real life-changing event for him to have to take care of.
I will have my own fortress of solitude.
Is there a pool in the backyard?
There actually is.
There is a pool in the backyard.
I was going to say, I feel like we've talked about that before.
It's a super cool house.
We can have a 12 listener pool party.
Ooh,
real life pool party.
That'd be real nice.
That might be.
We can even have Pooley RV over for the pool party. Would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
You know, something we haven't done in a while, and I'd like to do one right now.
Are you going to keep it 100?
You're going to keep it 100? Yeah.
No, read listener reviews. There's a brand new review up as of Thursday. It is headlined Chalmers, and it simply reads more Chalmers. Shit. I just thought that was hilarious.
Review by Chalmers.
No, man. Chalmers is the only star on this show.
Oh, yeah.
I knew it. Chalmers, I am Jermaine Dupree, and you are both people in crisscross, and I knew you'd be a hit, and I was right.
I was going to give him Bow Wow.
I love it when I see that because I have zero idea how this comes across half the time, and reading those reviews is like that little glimpse into it because you guys know I'm not good on social media, and so I saw that and it made me laugh, made me feel happy.
So that one came in from Josh Bosch 92 about a week ago on December 10th. Just says again, title is Chalmers, 5-star review, and the comment more Chalmers.
Chalmers, I sent you a fucking meme Surveyor Brett made of your own life.
That guy, he got a new picture. It was nice.
Yeah.
He sent, you know what, the Hangover one for the Hangover edition of Real Life last week was pretty good.
You haven't made it till you've been memed, man.
I know.
That's
I love
fair.
his work. He's got to keep it up.
Surveyor Brett sent me a DM. He's like, this cowboy hat's going to get a lot of play. I'm not going to lie to you.
The Kangol
That was the
or
hat.
the cowboy?
That was the hat. Well, I have a cowboy hat on the picture because he clearly took it from I must have taken it from, I don't even know where he got it, but it was a Halloween party. I went as a cowboy.
That's great.
And I look pretty damn good. Many say like Tim McGraw. Many would say.
I've heard that.
So your M-Chuck,
Yep.
as a guy, I could give less of a fuck about football than anybody.
Yeah.
Give me a non-team specific. How is the NFL season going with Corona? Is it shutting everything down and fucking everything up, or have they made it work even though they don't do a bubble? Like, what happened?
Here's a fun little stat for you. There have been multiple, we're talking a lot of positive tests on every day throughout the week, throughout the season, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But magically, they have had maybe one positive test on a Sunday when they play their games. Does that sound right to you?
So has it had a big impact on the season?
They've had to move a lot of games around and shit like that.
I mean, do you sorry to interrupt, but do you think it's a lot of games? Because in my opinion, there's been 4 teams that have kind of had it bad.
Yeah.
And with the Denver Broncos, Wanye, they basically took just the quarterbacks got it because they are quarantined together, like the quarterbacks. But they kind of busted protocol doing it, and all of them got it. And instead of canceling their game, it's almost like they punished them, and they made them play with a practice squad quarterback. And it was one of the most ridiculous things in the world.
Who's actually a wide receiver.
He was a wide receiver.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And so, but then there's other teams like the Baltimore Ravens who, I guess it was kind of not their fault, so they moved a couple of their games. They've done a great job though at rescheduling the games. And last week we had football on every day of the week. Well, I think that was 2 weeks ago.
Well, we didn't have Wednesday.
Football.
No Wednesday.
Yes, we did. There was that Wednesday afternoon game.
Oh,
Pittsburgh.
yeah. Sorry. Then we didn't have whatever was Friday or
We
Saturday.
didn't have Friday.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it was every single day.
No, that definitely did not happen.
Wow. I bet on Chalmers.
All right.
No, it
well,
wasn't.
I think,
Yeah, it wasn't every single day, but it felt like
it was every.
single day.
It
I
felt
Chalmers,
like
I just
it.
bet on you. You better be right.
He's not right.
No one even took a bet.
The NFL's found a way to make it work, and they've been moving games like it, and the quality of the product has been there, except for just that silliness with the Denver
So
game.
do you need to run an NBA type bubble to make pro sports work during
But
the
I think-
pandemic?
I think that the NFL's got a massive advantage in that they only play once a week.
That's very true.
The other best part about it is we got football Saturday. I don't know if anybody's
Yeah.
noticed that.
Go Bills.
It's like playoffs.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's very exciting.
so I'm pretty excited about
Your
that.
Remcheck, ask me my NFL trivia question that's simplicity personified. Hit me.
Okay. Do you want an NFL question, or do you want to hear the latest on James Harden? Because I think you'll like this.
He's
So-
sick.
Is he though? Like, I don't know. But basically, James Harden was in Vegas with Lil Baby for his birthday.
Yeah.
Yes.
And for his birthday, James Harden gave him like $100,000 cash, a new watch, like a Richard Mille watch, something else, a bunch of biscuits as well was a part of the gift. But I love that
Biscuits.
like biscuits. He gave him biscuits and $100,000 cash.
Yeah.
So then James Harden, who has asked his team, the Houston Rockets, for a trade, also just decided to not show up to training camp on time. He just didn't want to.
Because he's hanging with little baby?
In Vegas, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So he finally comes back. There's talk about him being out of shape. In his press conference, they were like, why didn't you come to training camp? And he goes, oh, I was in Vegas with a personal trainer. I was training. Don't worry about it. And everyone's like, well, we saw the pictures of you with Lil Baby at his birthday in Vegas, so you weren't. But now, like, there's basically a smear campaign coming from inside the Rockets organization. And apparently last season, whenever they would have like 2 days off between games, James Harden would be renting a private jet and be going to party with like rappers and stuff. And he would just fly back on game day and like go drop 50 points. Like, wasn't quite an MVP candidate, but was like one of the better players in the league. But his thing was just like, yeah, whatever. I'll just pack up the private jet, go party for a couple days. I'll be back on game day. You guys don't worry about it.
Maybe he had to stay loose.
Wow, that's like Barry Michael Jordan.
But like one of the people from inside the Rockets organization who leaked this was like, how could you say anything? Like, you couldn't be like, James, stop doing that, because he was dropping like triple doubles, 50 points all the time. So like, how can you argue it? But there you go, Wanye. James Harden. He should be your favorite basketball player because he parties hard with
no
Lil Baby.
shit. Now that I know he's going to squander it in the most musical way possible, will he drop an album eventually? I would say almost certain.
That seems possible, yeah. He's making like $47 million a year too. It's crazy.
He is?
Oh yeah, man. He's loaded. He's
fuck.
one
Maybe
of the
it doesn't matter then. Maybe he'll never drop a note in his life.
Isn't he like rumored to go to the Bucks?
No, I don't think he's going to go to the Bucks. They're pretty low down on like the betting odds of where he can go, but the rumors are he really wanted to go to Brooklyn because he wanted to play with, Kyrie, KD, and all that.
Jay-Z.
Hang out with Jay-Z,
Hang out with Jay-Z. But Houston would only do the trade if Kyrie was involved, and that's a non-starter. So he wanted to go to Brooklyn. He said he's open to Miami, Philly, and there was one other one that I'm totally blanking on right now. But it's interesting. Like, the NBA is so interesting like that, where James Harden, who is, superstar player, can just basically sit there and be like, not only do I want to trade, I am going to tell you the only places I will go. Like, the players run the show there. It's a fascinating contrast compared to the NHL. Anyways.
Well, there's also just even the general player movement in the NBA is interesting.
Don't they like arrange their own trades and signings amongst themselves and then tell the teams what to do?
Like pretty much that's what James Harden's doing here. Like, he doesn't have trade protection or anything, but he's basically like, yeah, sure, you can trade me wherever you want, but I'm going to make it public. I'm only going to these 4 cities, so good luck trading me to anywhere else, like that kind of stuff. Meanwhile, the Rockets want to keep him, and it's just a shit show. But, the NBA always has great stories like this floating around. We're still a little bit a ways from Scott Hastings from OddsShark. So, Wanye, what's the latest on Mouse's side?
I was just trying to do the math on if James Harden makes $42 million a year.
47, I think.
I assume he would earn some sort of endorsement deals outside of that.
He's got a pretty big shoe deal.
So would it be safe to say he makes $50 million a year?
Probably even. I don't know exactly what his endorsements are, but sure.
So let's say he makes $50 million a year.
Yeah.
Him giving Lil Baby $100,000 is like somebody making $50,000 a year, giving their friend a penny.
Really?
According to NBC Sports from late in 2019, James Harden makes an estimated $17 million per year in endorsements.
So even
So
more.
$55 million is his estimated annual salary.
So it's
60,
literally like
65.
him giving someone a penny.
Yeah.
It says, so what, I mean, this is what they've got here is $38.2 million from NBA, $17 million from endorsements. I don't know if that's correct.
Well, okay, so 55.
I might be getting Giannis's new deal confused with Harden. Maybe Harden only makes like 30 something. Anyways, basketball players make a shitload.
That
of money.
is
Wanye, your math is incorrect. I hate to burst your bubble.
Oh, I didn't do the actual calculation. I was trying to work it out, and then he asked me about the money.
It's like giving someone who makes $50,000 giving someone $90.
$90. Okay.
Still, it's a decent birthday.
We should have got Tyler to do the math on this one, Jay.
Fuck.
Oh, damn it.
I don't even know how I would start with that. So you got to get 50 mil, or is that cross multiply and divide? That's what that would be, right?
Yep. Well, if you want to take it that far, sure.
How else would you do it?
I would pull out my phone, go
Yeah.
100,000 divided by 55 million, take that percentage, times it by $50,000, and then have it tell me it's $90.90 repeating.
Yeah,
Repito.
you cross multiply and divide. That's what you just did. That's what I said.
But do that mentally.
Oh, I can't fucking do that mentally. I'd have to pull out my phone, but I would know like the steps are cross multiply and divide.
So
Or
it's taking 50,000. Fuck. Why? No. See, this is why you don't get it.
Everyone
This
likes to
is why
fucking
you
clown
don't
on me
get it.
for my math.
You wouldn't even do it that way. You wouldn't say to yourself mentally, okay, I'm just going to cross multiply and divide this in my mind.
Well, obviously not.
It's essentially cross multiplying and dividing, but you're going to try to establish what that percentage is that $100,000 goes into 50 million or 55 million.
Mhm.
You're going to try to quantify that and then move it over and times it by 50,000.
And while you two fools are trying to figure this out, James Harden's made another $100,000.
Damn it.
yeah,
That is
exactly.
accurate.
Yeah, okay. I'm good at doing that kind of math because I do it a
Are
lot
you?
like for articles. Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, I would have gotten
So
the right
you're just
answer.
like, you're like, oh, okay, I'm just going to cross multiply and divide this longhand.
No, I just know the process is cross multiply and divide, but I do it on a calculator.
James Harden makes, by my math, I am using a calculator. He makes $6,278 per hour, every hour.
Say it again.
$6,278 per hour, every hour, all day, every day.
Yeah, but I'm sure he's got agent fees.
Yeah, of course. But that's his gross.
Not
That's his
enough
gross
for
math.
you, Remchuk? Not enough for you?
No, not quite.
Not impressing you yet?
Maybe if you need some extra cash, he can be the one to fight Logan Paul or Jake Paul, whichever Paul brother is doing the fighting. Okay, Wanye, mouse update. I want it.
Oh, yeah, the mice update. Chalmers, why you had to tell me there's 10 mice somewhere in this house has ruined a ruinous year. So I have extracted 3 corpses from the main floor, and I've taken 3 out of the basement. I see nothing that looks like a mothership for any of these. These all appear to be the youth, but I can't sense any mice souls in the house. But then I also remember that they're fucking soulless little beasts, and that might be my issue. So I play the floor is lava nonstop now in my own house. And I wake up in the middle of the night convinced there's something in my bed, and I've thrashed around several times. And I've pulled 5 dead buggers out of here. So I don't know how I'm doing. I've seen no new bodies in 4 days.
Is it 5 or 6? I thought you said 3 up top and 3 down below.
3. So I said, yeah, that whatever it was right off the get-go. 3 up top, 3 down below. Yeah,
So 6. Yeah.
See, quick math there, Chuck. I added.
See what I did? Yeah, I divided by 0.
I cross
and
divided
then-
3 plus 3 and cross divided it by 1.
See, and I was gonna say something. Go, Wanye, isn't that 6 on 5? But I'm not a dick, and I was like, you know what? I'm sure he just slipped
Oh,
up.
you're
and
a
we're
dick.
No. The math police are on high alert on this podcast.
So anyway, 6
So
mice.
I don't know, man. I've got fucking plates of coffee beans ground up every which place. I've got dryer sheets everywhere like a Tibetan prayer flag fluttering in the wind. I went and bought Irish Spring soap, and that's in every corner of the house.
Why?
Because it's all anti-mouse technology.
Really?
Oh, yeah. They hate coffee grounds, they hate Irish Spring, and they hate bounce sheets.
So would you say you feel like you're winning the battle here?
Well, my house smells strange as fuck. Pungent. stings the nostrils.
Yeah.
But
Seriously.
I don't know how many days I got to go before no new kills before I can touch the floor.
Well, it is amazing that we're talking about this right now at a moment when Chalmers had to bounce, because he was the one that said, if I recall from a few episodes ago, it was 2 or 3 or 4 days without a kill.
I'd say a week to be safe.
When was the last kill?
4 days ago.
Oh, I think you
can relax. I'm not going to say you're in the clear, but I think you can relax a little.
Everywhere when I'm downstairs, I look and I'm like a spooked elephant. Everywhere I look, I see one running and I don't see shit.
You're imagining them at this point.
At this point, I'm on month 11 of a pandemic, locked in an imaginary mouse house.
Fair enough.
2020, you
Yeah.
Oh, mercy.
Pretty wild stuff. One good thing to come out of 2020 has been my introduction to nutsack underwear, though. And I'm rocking them right now. I got like the baby blue color of nutsacks. I'm wearing them.
I do too, Tyler. Next time we go on a nation vacation, we can match. That'll look real nice.
Okay. Twigandberries.ca. If you head over there, I mean, there's still time to get your Christmas shopping done. I know I've been saying that for a few weeks now, but Twig and Berries is your spot. You can use the promo code NATION15. You get 15% off. That's beautiful. That puts more money in your pockets. Also, they got a holiday collection up right now. They got some stocking stuffers. They had their holiday box. And don't forget, they have that fancy box that will help you keep your balls clean. I have no problem just coming right out and saying, keep your balls clean.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm fucking put off by that.
I like it.
Yep. The
Twig
ball
and Berries,
wash.
Twig and Berries, if you want to send me some nut butter or whatever Tyler's going to mention right now, I am very excited about it.
Ball wash is the first one. You use that one in the shower. You can get the $20 bottle. It's actually sold out right now, so you need to go all the way up to the $30 bottle. That comes in like a pump thing.
That's okay.
Yeah, so you get the ball wash. Here are some perks of the ball wash. Here's what we got. Activated charcoal deep cleans while helping remove bacteria, toxin, and dirt. Coconut oil helps reduce irritation, itch, and protect skin. Aloe vera, cucumber peel extract, lavender, and cedarwood oil. Natural vitamins, antioxidants, and anti-inflammatories to keep your skin feeling its best. And it'll smell incredible. Most men's body washes leave you smelling like a bottle of cologne. Blech.
Wow.
Exploded on you?
Also,
gross. Ball wash
this could
smells
also,
great.
Hey, this could also double as a delicious salad dressing.
It does sound delicious, to be honest.
I don't know if we can recommend drinking it. I'm just going to come right out and say that. But the Jolly Jewels Holiday Sack Pack, it's $60 on Twig and Berries. You get the ball wash, you get the nut rub, and then you get the sack spray. When you're done everything, you're done your shower, you're done your routine, you just take the sack spray and there you go.
Little known fact, if you enter in the promo code UREMCHUCK12, he'll come apply that for you at your house.
That's true. He'll banaka your beans with this fresh spray. He'll give you a little spritz.
Okie doke.
I do
15%
see, though,
off with Nation 15.
I do see on twigandberries.ca, Tyler, that they are also offering, you can book a private 30-minute shopping appointment at Twig and Berries if you don't have time to get something in the mail.
How many pairs of underwear can I try on before that's too many that I'm not going to actually buy? What's the number? 4? 5?
I remember a promotion the Oilers did at a home game once. It was at Rexall, where they gave a guy 60 seconds in the Oilers store, and whatever he could put on, he could keep. So this dude was like ripping jerseys off hangers and like putting them on his arms and shit. He had hats stacked on his head. He was like throwing hoodie. It was a great promotion. If Twig and Berries did the same thing, I wonder how many pairs of underwear I could put on in 60 seconds.
I could put on a dozen pair of undies at least.
I think you'd have to go one pair per leg, and that way you could double pull out. Well, maybe not.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Hey, what was that shopping show we used to watch as kids where you only had like 60 seconds in a cart and you had to run around the grocery store?
Supermarket sweep.
It's back. I watched it. It's actually still pretty good.
The people who know to go to the meat section always win.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
you have to go to the meat section. You have to get the ribs.
Unless it's Costco. Don't load up on chicken.
Never load up on chicken. Good call.
Too cheap. All right. Well, we got the mouse update done. We shout out our friends at Twig and Berries. Also, okay, I wanted to bring this up. What Nation Gear is doing right now with the $35 Nation shirt, which looks sharp, and then a $20 gift card to is it just a local restaurant or any local business?
Well, it's a hospitality sport play, but if people want to select a local business, that's fine too. So it was just something we were talking and just we deal with a lot of hospitality partners and whatnot, and just trying to think of like, bars and restaurants play such a vital role in kind of being a hockey fan, right?
Yeah.
Whether it be, going for drinks before the game, after the game, or dinner before the game or after the game, or watching the game from home and ordering in food, or going to your neighborhood pub or restaurant to watch the game. Like, it plays such a vital role in just what being a hockey fan is. But I don't know, it was just kind of sitting with us, and we were talking about what is something we could do to kind of help that. So this just kind of like literally came up as an idea on like Tuesday morning, and we launched Tuesday afternoon to do it. Everyone kind of thought it was a good idea and a worthy cause. So we're making it's going to be a lot of work for us in the back end, because the response has been very, very good so far.
Very good. And I'm looking right now, Jay, as you're talking here, and just like I'm just reading some of the notes that people are putting in. Just really grateful about helping some of their favorite shops out, and the variety of different pubs and restaurants that I'm seeing in here in the back end, and the notes that people are asking for it's really cool to see this coming together.
Are people buying?
Yeah, 100%. No, it's been going good. So
good idea.
We weren't sure how people were going to react, and we weren't sure like if this was going to be like a flood of like a 1,000 orders in one day, or if it's just going to kind of like move on. So it's been good. It's just been moving at a good pace.
Cool.
So it's something that we can control on. But one thing, we just want to let everyone know is, first of all, thank you for watching the video or sharing, or if you're able to purchase, great. But just bear with us, because we have to go and buy all those GCs. This is a huge make work project for us, but we want to devote our time to help hospitality over the Christmas break. So we'll be sending everything out in the early New Year to everyone that bought. So.
And just like some of the support, Wanye, to answer your question, is amazing. Like, I'm looking here, and I won't give everything, but a faithful citizen named Brock picked up 10 shirts.
Wow.
So he's spreading his gift cards around a little bit, but it's just really, really cool to see.
So here's
and there's a good chunk of people too that are just saying, hey, just pick any business you want and donate it to someone who needs it.
Yep.
Especially a lot of people that don't live in Edmonton are doing that. Well, and that it's just like, I don't know, it's just a little bit of positivity in kind of like a weird time, especially for our
great
friends.
idea. Great idea.
Thank you, our friends in hospitality. Rick's a guy on the nation team. He's a hospitality guy. He's affected by all this. There's a lot of good people like Rick, whose world's been kind of flipped upside down. That play a vital role in what being a nation citizen is into kind of our hockey experience. So you don't
think Rick's gonna like come back in the pandemic and ask for like shooter tabs he gave us back in the day for free, do you? He's not gonna try to like settle up with us, is he? Because like I thought those were free when I was drinking them, to be fair. I didn't know you were gonna come back fucking January 2021 and hit me up to settle up on those tabs, Rick.
Just quickly before we move on, if you missed it, basically go to nationgear.ca. There's a nice new blue shirt. I love the look of the shirt as well, with just the little Oilers Nation logo on top. I think it's super sharp. But you buy the shirt for $35. It's black? I thought it was dark blue.
No, it's black.
Oh, really? Oh, well, still, either way.
What, are you out now? You're not going to get one? Thanks.
Yeah, I'm a little more on the fence.
Fuck, if it's blue, boys, I'm out.
We had to keep it very simple because normally it's like, well, let's make a unique design and sell it, but then that just takes like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And, we're in lockdown now, and, we want to just start helping now. So we took something, our screen printing company doesn't have to like make a new screen or anything. We did something really simple, and it's a shirt you'd like to wear, but there's something more to it than just a shirt.
Yeah, so you buy the shirt, $35, and then in the comment section when you're buying it, you put the name of the local hospitality business that you want to support, and not only do you get the shirt, you get a $20 gift card to that place. So everyone wins, kind of, is the deal here. So good stuff from nationgear.ca. A couple minutes away from Scott Hastings here. We mentioned off the top, like, the NHL season potentially not now happening on January 13th, and no one really knows. We're back into the same rut we were in for a month, where it seems like, like when in November, I kept being like, it seems like every Monday we keep getting, the next 7 days are important.
I hate this shit. I hate this moving of the goalposts. Just give me the bad news now.
So
I agree.
Yeah, I would prefer that as well. Like, I just want to know, like, concrete what's happening. But it's gone from now, like, every week is important to, like, the next 48 hours are crucial if they want to start by January 13th. And I feel like it's going to be that pretty much until Christmas. And then it'll be like, okay, January 13th is not happening, guys. Just like, say, we did that with January 1st. It was like, leagues don't start January 1. Then it was like, ooh, actually, you know what? Way too fucking late for that.
I thought another interesting thing that it looks like is coming out today. There's a board of governors call today, and it looks like the NHL is going to approve logos on the helmets for the upcoming season. They need to make some money somehow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Smart.
Does anybody on this podcast care about that?
Why? Like,
Nope.
to me, I'm just like, why would you? Like, yeah, okay, McDavid's going to have a Rogers logo on his head as he skates around the ice.
Cool.
Like, you're barely going to notice it, and it doesn't really matter. And if it helps the league get going, like, let's just do it, right?
I could care less.
100%.
I'm busy
It reminds
from
me of-
Elder Rogers on account of that helmet ad.
It reminds me of, I was reading about when the NBA decided to put logos on their jerseys a little while ago and the freakouts people were having about it. And now it's a part of the thing and nobody cares.
Fucking gangster.
Exactly.
All those Euro jerseys look cool with logos.
And you know what? When I was traveling, I got to meet a lot of English soccer fans, football fans, if you will. And for them, a lot of it is you almost can tell how long somebody's been a fan based on which corporate logo is on the jersey they're wearing. I thought that was kind of interesting as well.
Remember Skyreach?
It'll always be Skyreach Center to me.
Remember that? That was great. Company
I
you'd
love
never heard of once suddenly was the sponsor of the arena.
I love me a scissor lift.
And I was like, what am I supposed to do? I'm 12. How am I supposed to help?
Yeah.
I couldn't support them like they supported us.
When you think of that old barn, Tyler, would it be Rexall Place to you?
Oh, yeah. We talked about this on the podcast, whatever, a month or so ago. It's Rexall for me. But everyone has, like, I mean, you still get people who would call it the Coliseum or Northlands or, I like you guys, Skyreach. But for me, it's definitely Rexall.
I call it the Edmonton Gardens. That's how I do my business.
Okay, Low Tide.
And then you would tie in a song from 1976 and bring it all together.
The Wreck of the Edmonds Fitzgerald. That's one of my favorite Low Tide stories is when he talks about the Wreck of the Edmonds Fitzgerald. And one day, while we were in a commercial break, he said, hey, it's the anniversary of that song being released. Can you play it? And I was like, there is no chance that is in our system that consists of songs from the Bear and Virgin Low Tide. Like, we are not getting the Wreck of the Edmonds Fitzgerald on this station. So anyways, there's my Low Tide story for the episode. All right. We got to transition a little bit here. Wanye, any parting thoughts to leave with us?
Yeah, what I would like to tell everybody who's listening to this show, if you're like me and you're bored, you can't find anything to do with your time, go to YouTube and type in Best Shuffle Dance Music 2020. The video maker is called Dream Music or Magic Club. The amount of views is in the millions. You're welcome. I could last until 2022 with no hockey as long as I have these fucking playlists.
I'm going to put this in the article.
You look that shit up, everybody.
Was it Dream Music? Is that what you said?
What's that?
Dream Music?
Is one of the, like the channel.
All right. I found one.
Fair enough.
Fucking shuffle dancers, man. They're so hot.
Okay. Well, there's some parting. I mean, I asked for parting thoughts from Wanye, and he gave us his parting thoughts. All right. It's time to transition a little bit here and bring in our friend Scott Hastings from OddsShark, oddshark.com. It's your spot. Become a better at oddshark.com. They got the supercomputer. They got articles from all their experts as well. They give you all the information you need for, I mean, to reference this interview, all the information you need for NFL betting, but it's not just NFL betting at OddsShark. It's pretty much any sport you want. And we're getting close to being able to bet on hockey once again. Hopefully, potentially, depends. I don't know. But that day is coming eventually, Scott. You excited to get back to throwing some units down on NHL hockey?
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait, and just need the owners and players and everyone just sign the deal. As Jake Paul says, to Connor, just sign the effing contract.
Hey, I just quickly on hockey. I don't know if you've seen the odds for the World Juniors, but on the book I use, they came out at plus 200 for Canada to win. That seems like the steal of the century for me to get Canada at plus 200 in this tournament with this roster.
Yeah, the only thing that's missing is Lafreniere. You know, if he was in there, this just be a walk away. It would be like the 05 team, which was absolutely terrific. Jeff Glass and Ned, if you guys remember that. Clark MacArthur rocking the third line. How about them apples? The only thing that's scary for Canada is that the Russian team's going to be really tough. Askarov in net he's going to be a force. He's going to be really tough. We're going to see a lot of unders there in Russia games. But in the division Canada's in, they'll roll through that. Like that other division is brutal. States, Russia, and Sweden. Have fun with that.
Yeah, that's the group of death, to steal a term from soccer.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, Canada at plus 200. I told a friend of mine who's from the States who does not bet on World Juniors. In fact, they don't even really watch it down there. And I said, get on Canada. Like that's a good play.
Just since this is probably going to be the last time we chat with you before the World Juniors start here, were you we had this debate on, I don't know if it's Real Life or if it was our other podcast, but it feels like World Junior interest for everyone peaked when they were in high school, early 20s, when you could go to the bars, watch Team Canada and all that. But for you, any big World Junior memories from the past?
Yeah, well, I think the who was it against the Russians with the goal with 4 seconds to go?
Jordan
Eberle, of course. You guys, of course, an Edmonton fan would know that one. Peeling it out with several seconds and then forcing the overtime. I think that's one of the standouts for me. It was absolutely terrific. Of course, Jonathan Toews in the shootout. That's an iconic memory. Just so many of them. That 05 team was just an absolute wagon. There was never a moment where you thought they were in trouble.
They were winning They were winning games by touchdowns. Routinely.
It was insane. I remember, I think Jeff Glass won goalie of the tournament, and I was like, he didn't do anything. I could have won goalie of the tournament when he faced 10 shots. Are you kidding me?
It should be a fun time. And I mean, just the fact that we're so starved for hockey right now, the hype around the World Juniors should be even greater. The thing I wonder about is, you mentioned that just absolute deadly division, but with no crowd, and with things kind of being weird coming into the tournament. Sweden's lost their coaching staff, their top line center, some important pieces. Seems like a lot of teams have lost a handful of important pieces. I wonder if this could kind of be the year of the underdog. I think I might be looking at a team like Germany, not to obviously win gold, but maybe on game-by-game betting. I think they could probably keep it closer than they maybe would have in a normal tournament.
Yeah, for sure. Just as you said, it's going to be a weird tournament. There won't be that crowd to energize you. And you get like a Latvia who will always have the goaltender that stands on his head. Yeah. And maybe if he, if Latvia, let's just say Latvia goalie standing on their head, playing a Team Canada. In Canada, of course, the fans are eventually going to carry Canada over the edge. And where the fans might not be there, a team like a Latvia could pull off an upset, or Martin Gerber for Switzerland, if we all remember that one from the Olympics. Yeah. I definitely think there's going to be aspects to that, but I do think that the powerhouses are also going to be the powerhouses. I think Russia will be tough. I think Sweden will be tough, and I think Canada is going to be really, really tough.
Never rule out the pesky Finns.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. They have that, what's his name, Ranu, who was projected to go first overall, but now has slipped a little bit in the pre-draft rankings. But they could have the first Finnish player to go first overall next year.
Interesting stuff. For those of you who want more World Junior talk, tomorrow on Oilers Nation Radio, we're going to be joined, right now it seems like we're going to be joined by Jordan Tutu, who's going to be talking to us a little bit about his World Junior memories. We were talking with, earlier this week, Jeff Wojcicka, who was on the blue line of that 2003 World Junior team with Tutu. He roomed with Tutu and told us that Tutu was selling caribou jerky out of his hotel room during the tournament. So we're excited to get confirmation on that tomorrow.
That was Halifax.
Yeah, that was
Halifax. Was an absolute ripper of a tournament here. Yeah. And Tutu, he painted the town red. Like he went to town here in Halifax, had a really good time.
And Wojcicka describes the goal he scored against the U.S. He says he got the winning goal, I think, in the semifinals against the U.S. He still says that's probably the best hockey moment of his career, was scoring that goal. So the World Juniors this year are going to be fun as always. We were talking a little bit about underdogs, and that's where I'm going to go to start our NFL chat this week, Scott. We're getting now towards the end of the regular season, so I feel like it's at the point where you can kind of look back at the year and start to reflect on some trends. Have there been any underdog teams that have been consistently really good at covering the spread? Maybe not winning outright, but at least keeping it close?
Yeah, so you asked me this question, and I wanted to throw it back to you because it made me think off top. Who was my first team that came to my mind? And I was curious what you guys thought.
For me, the Jags, I want to say, have been a team where the Jags and the Raiders, I want to say, have been the two teams the best at keeping games close.
Anyone else?
I barely know what I'm talking about at the best of times, Scott, so I don't really know what to
I'll say
contribute.
Washington.
Washington is up there. Same division. The Giants are number one. I thought the Bengals, but they've got the same record as your Jags, 6-6 as underdog. New York Giants 8-3 as a dog, 0-2 as a favorite, which is pretty interesting. Baltimore 2-0. If you're looking for a 100% stat, there's three teams at 100%: Baltimore, New England, and Kansas City. So if they're an underdog, you should definitely play them, which I think is a no-brainer, anyways. And to that matter, New Orleans is an underdog to Kansas City, so that 100% may go away this weekend. It made me think. Great when you asked that question. I immediately thought the Bengals, because early in the season they were really rolling, keeping games very competitive with Joe Burrow, and of course when he went down, that line has definitely shifted, not in their favor. So the Giants, G-Men, 8-3 as underdogs.
We're going to get football on a Saturday this week, which I personally love. One, it involves my Buffalo Bills, and I like when the Bills don't play during the two prime time or like the two big slates on Sunday because it allows me to focus on the betting, not on my favorite team. But Buffalo, Denver, I'm looking at Buffalo at -6 in this game. Spoiler alert, that might be one of my locks of the week. And then you also have Carolina and Green Bay. A thought on either of those two games? Is there anything that stands out?
I don't mind the under in the Buffalo-Denver game, just because teams go to Denver and it's always one of those games. It's going to be cold. It's Denver in December on a Saturday. So I do like the under. Just teams, that's one of those ones that just, they always play to an under. They always play these slow, scrappy. And it's hard not to back the Pack right now. They're just absolutely on fire. So I expect them to put the Panthers away for good and eliminate them from the 2020 playoff contention.
The Houston-Indy game on Sunday, that was one of the most frustrating beats for me all season, was when I took the over last time they played and they were at like 44 points at the half and didn't score.
I know.
I think it was like a safety in the second half. That drove me nuts. I don't have it in front of me here, but the over-under in that game, should I be going back to that, or should I have learned my lesson and not let them bite me twice?
So
it's 51.
51.5, 51, whichever your book is saying there. My numbers have an under here, but not a strong play one way or the other. And I think I also was on that over in that game. And, you're licking your chops at halftime saying, okay, where am I going to spend this money next? What's Duke saying on Monday? So, and then just a complete flat second half. So, and now you could play the under 51.5 and they put up 70.
Yeah.
Like, it wouldn't surprise me. So that game, both the side and total is Colts are 7-point favorites. Houston's one of these teams that they can keep it competitive. And the Colts, when they rely strictly on their defenses, they have frequently, although T.Y. Hilton getting hot, definitely improves their offense. Yeah. I was all in on him preseason for fantasy wise, and a complete dud. I dropped him, and now look at him. So egg on my face.
Yeah, myself and Jay both have huge fantasy matchups here, and it starts tonight with both of us rooting for our boy Austin Eckler in the Thursday nighter. When the lines dropped, I was stunned to see Tampa Bay only be -2 against Atlanta. Like I looked at that and I went, man, it looks like it should be a dub for the Bucs, who, I know they've been inconsistent, a little up and down, but they're still a pretty good team. It's now shifted to -6. Do you like the Bucs at -6, or do you think Atlanta's been playing good enough football to keep that close?
Yeah, no, I like the 6. I think Atlanta had their little peak. They remember how atrocious they were to start the season. They lost to Dallas. Remember that one?
Yeah.
They shouldn't have lost to Dallas, but they did. They blew it. And that's the Falcons I'm used to, is the team that just blows it. In fact, when Ian Mack, my colleague, he abandoned his Falcons and chose a different team, that's when they started to win. Then he went back on the Falcons. They start to lose. He's still on the Falcons, so you got to fade the Falcons.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Yep.
That's rock solid research.
It is, though. You got to believe in it.
That's right.
If you don't, it'll bite you.
That's right. It's automatic at this point. So I do like Tampa Bay -6. I do like them more at -2, but I'll take them at -6.
Jay, we didn't get a chance to talk about your brownies on Monday night. Whoo, boy.
Oh. Like,
that's it? Oh.
What a great game. Like, what a great game.
Oh, it was unreal.
You just look back and you're like, they missed the fucking field goal. Okay. And then they punch it in with 1 minute and 4 left when maybe he shouldn't have reached. He should have just took the out of bounds on the 1 yard and just eat that clock up and not. Giving Lamar a minute is more than enough. And like the whole storyline with Lamar and then McSorley or whatever his name was coming in, and then him getting busted up, and then like you just hear like the sirens playing of the coming out music of Lamar like in WWE to save the day, and then on 4th down to do what he did. Like, it was devastating as a Brownie fan. I was actually so I don't know if any of you have been to Cleveland, but there's an institution of a smoked meats shop there called Carl's, and Carl obviously runs Carl's, and you go to Carl's, but we've really come close with his son. And me and my buddy, we had a joint like this is remember we talked about me being hungover on Monday, so on Saturday that's what produced the hangover. So we did a three-person FaceTime to our boy Mikey in Cleveland, talking about the season, talking about how the fucking Browns are going to whoop the Ravens, and then got doled out that shit sandwich. And Carl's like,
damn.
Anyways,
right.
I can rant about the Browns forever.
Yeah, I'm fully aware of that. But yeah, I couldn't believe I missed my Nick Chubb prop, his rushing prop, by 2 yards. I had him at 83.5, and he ran for 82. So at the end, I was screaming. I'm like, run the ball a few times. Get this clock down, you morons. And they did not listen to me. All right.
Yeah, he was zipping it. That's right. They kept passing. Fuck, yeah. I was... and then that interception, yeah.
It was frustrating.
A lot of ways the Browns should have won that game, but they didn't.
My biggest gambling moment of the week, I had the Bills to be up by 2.5 at the end of the first half in their game against the Steelers. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, there's no chance. Steelers got the ball. Then they threw the pick six. I'm like, oh my God, it's going to hit. I can't. They can miss the fucking point after. I couldn't believe it.
Classic.
Yeah. All right, okay, let's get to our picks of the week. Let's look back at week 14. The four of us on the podcast, we went 1-3. Ugly week. Jay's the only one who nailed it. He had Washington +3.
Getting hot at the right time.
I barely missed on Green Bay -8. Upset about that. Chalmers could not have been more wrong on Houston -1.5. And Scott Hastings gets his revenge on bagged milk. Bagged milk is on KC -7. And Scott, listen, you got the pick right, gross. So there's that. But that
was gross.
Ugh.
Yeah. I didn't deserve it. I thought, watching the game, I was just like, oh, well, Dolphins screw me. Good job, bagged milk. I'm going to retire. I'm going to sell my house. I'm never going to lay a bet again. And then the backdoor cover came, and I'm like, we're still alive, baby.
Scott, that was the only one you got right, though, because you had New York and Cincy as well. So it was kind of an ugly week all around. But, hey, we'll bounce back this week. Let's start. You know what, bagged milk? You could use the pick-me-up here, so we'll let you go first.
I kind of want to do something controversial here.
Okay.
And pick KC?
Nope. You guys always say that I pick favorites.
All right.
Every week you're saying this. Yeah. But what I'm tempted to do, and I don't know if I'm going to do it here or not, I'm looking at the New York Jets being down by 17.5. That's a hefty spread.
It is.
That is a hefty spread. So you know what? Just to keep things spicy and go against everything that you guys say, I always pick KC, which I do. Love the Chiefs. I'm going to go off the board a little bit for myself, and I'm going to go the New York Jets are not going to get beat by 17.5 points.
Okay.
What's crazy is that feels like a risky bet because the Jets are so bad.
They are bad.
They're so bad.
But I'm looking through all of they have been beat by that margin a few times this year, but not nearly as much as you'd probably think.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, trust me, I've been caught by the Jets several times. I hate them.
So that's what I'm going to do. So you can't say I'm always picking KC. It's just not.
Well, now we can. Yeah. Hey, I tried taking the Jets once this year, and it just blew up in my face.
They're horrendous, and then they'll go and cover when they shouldn't. So good luck.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I might make myself look like an even bigger moron than I already am.
That's the first time this year in our picks, bagged milk, you've taken a plus money or a plus spread. You've been minus all year, but so have I. So I'm not really one to talk. I've only taken minus spreads. I also, at the beginning of the year, I love to rip Jay for always taking his favorite team. But here we are, third time in 4 weeks. I'm backing my Bills, man. I think they can win by a touchdown against Denver. I know it's probably going to be low scoring, but I'm thinking like 17-10 or 21-10 or something like that. I think the Bills will find a way to get some offense, and I like their defense to shut down Drew Lock. So I'm going Buffalo -6. Chalmers is not here, so he has to do his pick on through text, so he gets to go last. Jay, where are you going for your pick?
Oh, where am I going? Well, Brownies only 4.5 against. I always got to reference the Brownies first. -4.5 against the Giants. That should be easy money. Now, Freddie Kitchens is calling the offense. That's scary.
Yeah,
revenge
game.
And Colt McCoy.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's a little scary. So I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
Okay.
They pulled off a victory last week with their new starting quarterback, Jalen Hurts, +6 against a hurt Kyler Murray, who isn't as mobile right now. Philly's in that nasty, disgusting division. They need a win. I think I might even bet them straight up, but take the 6 points.
Bold. Fair enough, though. All right, Jay is taking.
I don't hate it.
Really?
Thank you.
I don't. No, I don't hate it. But then anytime we're together, it's always.
I know.
Yeah. So.
We'll get Chalmers' pick later, but Scott Hastings, where are you going with your 3?
Do we have any insight on what Chalmers wants? He's the only one I haven't beat.
No, we have no idea. He was on the pod for like 10 minutes.
Try and call him right now. Try and call him in right now. He had a pop out. Try and call him in right now.
Okay, I'm hitting ring.
Chalmers always joins the podcast while he's working, so sometimes he gets pulled away.
Yeah.
We also have we got to do a rubber match against Bag Milk at some point, but I'm refusing to. I'm just staying away from the Jets. So I guess we'll go with.
There's Chalmers.
Oh,
hello.
You're home, Chalmers? You're not connected to any sort of audio right now. So we'll give you Chalmers. You there?
Oh,
he's gone. Okay, Scott, you get to
walking to a base.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll go with. I guess we'll start with Tampa Bay. Giving up 6 points to the Falcons. I just think they're the better team all around here, and although that line has moved a lot for my liking, I still like Tampa Bay -6. I'm looking at Seattle 5.5 against Washington. Although Washington's on a bit of a win streak and Seattle has been trending in the opposite direction, I like this for a good bounce back game. No belief in Washington. I just want to hear what Chalmers says before I make my third pick.
Chalmers, where are you going with your pick?
Okay, can you hear me right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so this pick is going to be super off the cuff because I haven't looked at too much. Okay, so the way that I am looking is I'm going to the Bucks -5.5.
You can't take it. Scott already took it. Scott already took it.
Scott already took it. Okay, my second one is I am going. Oh man, that Dolphins -2 looks real nice. Cardinals -6. Home squad. I'm going home squad -6.
Come at me, bro. I picked Philly +6.
Yeah, but he can take Arizona. He can take the reverse of you.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Come at me.
All right. Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's go. Challenge accepted.
Excellent. Well, so I don't get to fade you this week, but I'm coming for you. It's going to happen one of these days. So I guess we'll go with Detroit and Tennessee over 51.5. Two of the best over teams this year. I like that. Detroit's getting a little healthier. They're slinging the ball around. So over 51.5, Detroit and Tennessee.
All right. There we go. There's our picks for the week. Chalmers is on Arizona -6 against Philly. Jay is taking the reverse of that, taking Philly +6. I'm going Buffalo -6 against Denver. Bagged Milk taking those New York Jets +17.5. And Scott,
they're not going to lose by 3 scores.
Fair enough. And Scott is taking Tampa Bay -6, Seattle -5.5, and the Denver Tennessee over 51.5. Scott's 17-10 on the year when picking with us, and our cumulative record is 25-30-1 as a group. So we got some work to do before the end of the season if we want to get back to 500. But hey, you never know. Scott, as always, man, appreciate the time. Appreciate the insight.
Take care, guys, and good luck on your wagers.
Oh, thanks, Scott.
There you go. Scott Hastings from OddsShark.com, which is your spot. It's the #1 spot for sports betting information on the internet. Check them out. They got a ton of good experts writing articles. Joe Osborne's got an NFL betting primer, which he does every week, which is very, very good. And whether it's college ball, NFL, or even Scott Hastings is always doing UFC stuff on OddsShark as well. They're your spot. Check
I really get the feeling, like, I feel like Scott's one of the guys.
He
just fits into this so nice. We could talk to him about fucking anything, and he'll have a good answer, and then he'll actually provide expert advice.
I also like that he just, he takes his shots.
Yeah,
he faded Bag Milk last week. He's, he was scared of me this week, though. You all heard that. He's not going to bet against the powerhouse Jets.
Well, it's the silly season. This is where they can pull something off.
Yeah.
Talk about that silly season, that Dolphins and that Patriots game. I don't know, man. Did anybody take the Dolphins -2?
No, I feel like I should, but I'm also like, man, the Pats and the Dolphins, just knowing the past there, the Pats might still beat them.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
I don't know, man. It's the Dolphins play the Patriots hard every year, and right now one team's on an upswing, the one's on the downswing, and they're only giving them a 2-point favorite at home, which means they think the Patriots are a 1-point favorite. That's insane to me.
Yeah.
It should be a fun weekend.
What are we thinking tonight?
I'm going
I want to
teaser.
bet tonight.
I'm taking a teaser. I'm taking the Chargers up to +9, and I'm going over 47 on the teaser. And I'm also probably, since Eckler's playing, and it looks like Allen is going to be limited, and Williams probably isn't playing, whatever Eckler's passing prop is, I'm going to take him over the receptions. So whatever his over-under is for receptions, I'm taking the over.
Yeah,
I love how Tyler just gets in the fucking weeds with his prop bets. When the NHL was playing in the summer with the return to play and the bubble playoffs, Tyler and I would text each other all the time about these random props we were doing, and sometimes he would send me, he's like, I've got a sweet shot prop for the second period. Check this one out. I'm like, what is going on with you, dude?
I also put a couple of units on Canada to win the World Juniors at +200, which was just a bargain. I don't think you can find it for +200 anywhere anymore, but that was a great bet. I'm proud of that one.
It's your right. It's your patriotic right to do that.
For anybody tonight that listens to this before the game starts, if they don't want to deal with those teaser bets that he's talking about and they just want to go straight money line and over-under of what is set, on the site I'm looking at, they have a 52 over-under. So like your Chuck said, he's going to tease it down to 49. 47. I still think it's going to be 47 even. Okay, I still think it's going to be over 52. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. There's going to be little to no defense in this game. And, Chargers, I'm taking Chargers, money line.
Really?
I like it.
Raiders are missing some important players on defense, and they don't have Ruggs, which I guess offsets maybe the Williams loss, but it'll be interesting. It should be a good game, actually.
I know. I just feel like the Chargers, they've missed a lot of games by just that one score losses, and I really, really like Justin Herbert, and I think last week they kind of figured some stuff out, and when they beat the Falcons late, I just think they're poised, and the Raiders. I mean, ever since they just lost to the Kansas City Chiefs, like they've been on a downswing. They've had no offense, they've had no defense. It's been bad. So.
Man U's up by 2 right now on Sheffield, so I might have a few extra dollars to throw around on the Thursday night.
Man, you are quickly becoming one of the biggest degenerates I know. If you're betting midday soccer.
Yeah, midday soccer. Tyler is going to have like a real problem here.
Oh, he's going to put your money to work.
I also love that Tyler's got multiple betting accounts where one's like, break it down, Tyler. One's like your serious business betting account and the other one's your play account or some shit like that?
Well, no, at the beginning of the NFL season, I wanted to see how well I could do. Like on my one account, I do, parlays and all that stuff. But on this other account, I just stuck to like one unit size and I only do like maybe 3 or 4 NFL picks a week, but I research them hard. I do all that. And I will admit it's not going great, but it's not going absolutely terrible either. I think I'm 4 picks under 500 right now. So again, I need to get hot here before the end of the year, but I just wanted a second account where I could actually track my progress a little bit better. Total degen thing to do.
How about this? I just see as we're wrapping up the podcast, this is one of those mind-blowing Gretzky things that pops up every now and then that doesn't really make sense all that much. On this day in 1983, Wayne Gretzky recorded 1 goal and 5 assists to reach the 500 assist and 800 point milestone. Now, my question for you guys is, how many games do you think that took him? 800 points in the NHL.
I will say
600.
450.
372.
352.
Wow.
Just fucking crazy.
That's insane.
Crazy.
Yeah, man. Some of those records are just the way the game is now. Like those are just. I'm not breaking any news here, giving a hot take, but they're just untouchable.
Okay, so I got a question about your plus 200 bet for the Canada to win the World Juniors. If they're plus 200, is that the best of the odds?
Yeah.
Yeah, by far?
No, Russia's right behind them at like plus 250.
Oh, okay.
I actually think Russia has a real good, like Russia, even at that money, just putting a unit on Canada and putting a unit on Russia is probably a safe play. Because like those Russians.
I was going to say you could probably hedge your bet with just a Russian one.
Isn't it crazy what a mind fuck that it is when you see a plus odds on anything and you feel like it's a sure thing, like Canada winning the World Juniors, and you're like, why isn't more people like getting on this? That's amazing value, but it's a whole you lose sight of that. It's a whole tournament worth of games, right?
Yeah.
Like I always do
so
that.
Much can go wrong.
So much can go wrong.
But what I'll add is that like looking at this tournament for me, I think it's a 50-50 Canada wins. I think there's an equal chance. I'd say 50% chance Canada wins, 40% chance Russia wins, and like a 10% on like USA, Finland, Sweden possibly winning. So for me, if it's something that I believe has a 50% chance of happening and you're going to give me plus 200 odds on it, it's smart betting to take it, right?
Yeah. You cross, multiply, and divide that. That is in your favor.
I even bet on the odds weren't great on it, but I even bet on Canada to win their group in the round robin because like it's still a 33% return on your money.
But still, like the odds of that happening are so good because their group sucks.
Exactly.
You know what I'm upset about is my book right now that I'm on is only showing Canada as plus 130 to win.
Got to get on a new book. You got to shop around, shop those lines.
Oh, yeah. I'll go back to OddsShark. OddsShark led me to this one book, so I'll see where they always tell me where the best odds are at.
Yes, that is the right way to do it. You go to oddshark.com. They give you your sports betting information. All right. We are going to be back on Monday for a holiday episode. We haven't really decided if we're doing that at the normal time or if we're going to do it at night and only talk about...
Don't we have our nation Christmas thing that night, Jay?
Really?
Is that...
I don't know.
Monday night or
I don't have a calendar.
Tuesday night? I've got it on Tuesday.
Okay, we're good then.
Tuesday.
Sure.
So, you're Chuck Chalmers, if you guys want to join us at 8 p.m. on a virtual Christmas party.
Well, when are we going to do the podcast where we have a couple drinks?
I was saying Monday night.
Drinks. Oh, yeah. Okay.
So maybe what do we do like Monday happy hour?
Yeah, like right before the football game, maybe right up to kickoff.
Sure. So like 5 o'clock then you guys want to do it? 5 till 6 we'll record it. So for people listening, that means our Christmas episode will get released sometime Monday evening. I'll edit it while I watch the podcast or while I watch the football game. Jesus. And then we'll take a week off. So no Thursday episode next week.
I'll make sure I let my wife know I'm taking the night off from parenting that night. Because if I start hammering the rise at 5, it's going to be a good Monday nighter.
That's a shift.
Hey, did you get so boys, this little holiday thing. Remember last week I talked about how Christmas season was just kind of going to be different this year and kind of going to suck and what to do. And so my wife and I that night, I kind of said to him, like, this really sucks. We got to figure out something. And she came up with the greatest idea, which I love. And I'm just wondering if JR got if his better half told him about it yet. If not, what we're doing is with just a small group of friends, probably about 8 to 10 of us. We went and bought 10 large gingerbread house kits, right?
Okay.
And so what we're doing is we're bringing them over, and we're trying to decide. But like all the girls are handling about it at some point. But either Friday or Saturday night, we're going to, with the families, have a gingerbread house making competition. We're going to be judged on 4 categories: the best overall gingerbread house, the most structurally sound,
of course,
the most creative, and I think the most important one, the family that argues the least. We're gonna get to see some real family dynamics.
Oh boy!
So it's gonna be a good time. So basically, we're going to drop all these gingerbread houses off probably tonight, and then we're all going to get on a Zoom call, and in our kitchens or whatever, we're going to build these gingerbread houses. And I think it's going to be a fun way just to have a couple of drinks and kind of just be together for a little bit in a weird way, but doing kind of the same thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So anybody's listening to this and you trying to think of ideas, I mean, there's one for you, because I haven't really had too many people tell me any other ones. So we're just kind of trying to figure it out.
I love it. That's exciting. That's my Saturday night now. I had nothing going on. Now I have something.
Yeah, and I kind of want it to I kind of want it to be Saturday night, but there's a mega push for Friday. That's Saturday night. We get to watch some football while we do it. But the thing is you're doing that with the family, you'll probably get the side eye, and you're not going to win. You're not going to win the family that argues the least if you're watching football at the same time as you're trying to do this thing.
Fair enough.
So.
All right. So there's what's coming up here on the next week around the Real Life Podcast. Monday, we'll have our Christmas episode. So look forward for that. If you're refreshing your Apple Podcast at 4:00 next Monday, like usual, podcast might not be there. It'll be up later. So all right, that's going to do it for episode 240 of the pod, brought to you by Oodle Noodle. 10% of all in-store and curbside pickup goes towards a local charity. And don't forget our friends at Twig and Berries. You get 15% off with the promo code NATION15. Also, if you want to, spread some holiday cheer, nationgear.ca. Buy a shirt for $35 and you get a $20 gift card to the local restaurant of your choice. So good stuff going on there as well. All right. Thanks for an hour of your time, guys.
See you guys.
You're welcome for 20 minutes of my time.
Episode 240 of the Real Life Podcast is over.
Great job on making it through the entire hour of the Real Life Podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you get your podcast from.